Hello and welcome back to Journey with Rebecca. My name is Rebecca, and on today's journey I am saving seeds, in particular marigold seeds and zinnia seeds. So I have marigolds and zinnia growing at my home, both that have been store-bought plants and seeds from the store, plus ones that I have sown myself and planted. They're really easy to grow yourself right outdoors. You don't even have to start them inside. You can just sprinkle them in the soil and end up with beautiful plants. So what I'm doing now is actually saving some of the seeds and drying them out so I have them ready to go for next year. So I have taken some of the ones from my own gardens. I just picked a ton of dead marigolds off of the plants that I have. I also have some zinnia as well. And in addition to that, I have a ton that I have gotten from the farm compost. So when flowers are not 100% perfect to put in the bouquets for our customers, they go into the compost bin. And that's where I come in and I grab them and I bring them home and save them all because yes, they are going into the compost, so they do still have some use left in them. But I want to use them as well. So I have brought home a ton, and yes, I could probably stop now and have more than enough, but I just can't help myself. Every time I walk past the compost, I take stuff out of there. But it's really easy to save these seeds from these flowers. So I'm just going to show you real quick how you can do it and save them for yourself and then grow your own beautiful flowers next season. So as you can see, I've already started and I have a ton of seeds here, and I just want to show you what the actual process is. So I just have them in a cardboard box here because they're not all completely dry. So this is where I'm going to actually keep them to dry them. But this is what you want. Ideally, you are looking for this. You're looking for a pod that is completely brown and has the dead flowers on top. Unfortunately, most of mine look like this. They are still green in the pod because they have not been able to die off on the plant because, like I said, I've gotten a lot of these right from the compost bin. But what you want to do is take the actual pod. There's two ways you can do this. You can pull the tops of all of these flowers off, and this is going to be compost. You're not going to use this. What you want is what's actually in this pod. So if you open this up, you will see all of these little black things. These are the actual seeds. This is what you are saving. So you can see there, these ones are pretty well dried, came out of a pod that was dried. The black part is what you're saving. That's the actual seed. So that's really basically it. You're just going to go through and take all of them out. You can separate them by color if you want. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to throw them all together. So I will show you what it looks like if the seed is not completely, or if the pod is not completely browned. And these actually still look pretty good. So you want the seeds to be dark in color. These actually are darker than the last one that was brown. That means they're ready, and these actually look really beautiful. The only thing with these is that they're not dry. So you are going to kind of want to lay these out in like a single file layer to actually dry all of them out. So I'm just going to keep going with these. Like I said, I don't care that the colors are all mixed together because next spring I'm just going to throw them all in and then have a beautiful array of flowers that I've been able to grow myself from seed. I took all of the marigolds that I had, and look how many seeds I have. I have literally thousands and thousands of seeds now. So what I'm going to do is kind of get these in as much of a single layer as I can, and then I'm going to set them outside. Most likely in my garage because I don't want to risk the chance that I will put these like out on my back patio and then forget about them and it rains and then they're all ruined because they've gotten all mildewy. I also don't want to run the risk of having a critter or birds get into them because they like to eat the seeds of these. So I'm going to spread them out, leave them in the garage for several weeks, probably turn them over a bunch during that time, and just make sure that they're really dried out because most of these seeds are not very dry. But I'm thrilled. I can't believe, look at, there's so many. I just can't believe how many there is. And it never ceases to amaze me that you can get so many seeds just from one flower and then create so many more flowers with that. So this was just the marigolds. I'm gonna go grab my zinnia now and we'll go through that process. All right, so I have a ton of zinnia here and the concept is the same. Ideally, it would have been great if these had just died off on the actual plant and dried there, but that's not the case here. And I have some that I've pulled out of my garden already, but there's basically nothing left because the birds have gotten to them. So that's another good reason, if you aren't going to let it dry in the plant, why it might be better to just take them off the plant and let them dry in a different way, because the birds have gotten to these and they like to eat the seeds, and so now there's nothing left. So same thing, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull off the seeds and I will show you what they look like and then just go through the whole process all over again. All right, so I have a nice big zinnia here, and then what you're actually looking for is the seeds of these, not the petals. So if you pull these back, you can see this is what the actual seed of a zinnia looks like. It kind of looks like a little flat arrowhead, and this is the part of the seed that you actually want to save. So what I need to do is go through and actually pull all of these out of there. Again, I'm not separating out colors. I'm just mixing them all together, and it will be one big, beautiful arrangement of flowers once I actually do get them into the ground next season. I just completed deadheading the rest of the zinnia seeds, and look at how many I have. So I'm going to do the same thing with these. And this is just actually the top of a planting tray that I had because I didn't have any more cardboard boxes. And I just threw this like paper that I found out in the garage in it. So I'm being resourceful all the way around today. So I'm just going to kind of put these in a single layer, which there's a lot, so it won't be single layer. But I'm just going to leave this out in the garage, and I'm going to let them sit for several weeks until they're completely dry, and then I can put them in a container. And then in the meantime, this is all of the compost that I actually have left from the marigolds and the zinnia. This will go right into my compost bin. But in the meantime, I've saved all of these wonderful seeds, which it did take a considerable amount of time to take all the seeds apart. But totally worth it for me because I'm saving things from being wasted, and I'm saving money, and I'm being resourceful. And how cute would it be if you had like a little mesh bag and you put a bunch of seeds in it and like tied a little note to it and give it to a friend or a neighbor for them to plant and just share the love. I think that's a great idea, a great birthday gift idea, or any kind of gift. So I'm gonna go get these out into the garage and get them dried, and I really hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial on how to save seeds from marigolds and zinnia. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, and I will see you soon.